Yo, this is your boy JSF. Again, sorry about the crappy audio, but I'm under the impression nobody watches these anyway. So, you know, screw it. I'll fix it when I need to fix it. Anyway, I just wanted to make a video about Sub-Zero, because I started playing Sub-Zero and I noticed everybody uses Dead of Winter. You know, the one that has a Cold Shoulder and EX Ice Ball. And nobody uses Thin Ice, and I believe Thin Ice is actually the better variation, like 100%. And I understand you get this, which Thin Ice doesn't get at all. You can't do this. Can't do that in Thin Ice. So, you know, I guess people see this as the more mix-up variation. And you got some counter zoning because that eats projectiles for breakfast. And then, you know, you can dash in and do whatever. Or you're smart, you can wave dash, but I suck at it, you know, you get the point. Yeah, so a lot of people play that. Cold Shoulder gets a little more damage to slide as well. And I believe Cold Shoulder has a crushing blow. Oh, yeah, there we go. If it's a counter or punish. So, that's that. And that's, yeah, normal Sub-Zero, right? That's what most people play him at. And this is a solid variation. It's obviously very viable, but it kind of lacks in the neutral besides his buttons, right? So he has like good buttons, Sub-Zero does. His buttons are definitely good. I'm not complaining about that at all, but if we switch to Thin Ice, second variation, right? So you don't have amplified ice ball, so you can't combo this. That's what you lose. And you get the slide instead of the Cold Shoulder, which isn't as much damage as the Cold Shoulder, even if crushing blows. But the slide has a really, really good crushing blow. Hold on one second. Refill, bam. So the slide crushing blow is after your third medium range slide, or your third in that slide, you have the crushing blow loaded, right? So remember how I was saying, can't combo that. That does not combo, right? So you lose the dangerous mix-up or overhead or low, because, you know, that's the low. But what you do get is an overhead into a low with slide. And it's, you know, it's not amazing, it's not super good, but you'd be surprised how often it's opens people up. It's just another layer to the mix-up. Like, am I gonna go low? Am I gonna go overhead? And then they block the overhead and they're like, yes, but then guess what? You gotta block another low. So, and the thing with that is, when you have the slide crush and blow, this becomes super dangerous because that crush and blow does over 300 damage. So if you can get them, beat them on the mix, right? You can't combo to the overhead, they're not too worried about it. But you have this crush and blow loaded. 342 damage for an overhead into a low slide. Something you don't get in Dead of Winter variation, but that's not why this is better. That's just one example. So the other one, like I said, is kind of lacking in the neutral besides his buttons, which are good, but not everything. So this one you have a really slow mid fireball. I say really slow because it needs to be noted, but it is a mid. They can't duck it like they can duck this. So they have to respect that that's happening. He also has this move. Down back 2, just 5 hits and a mid. Extremely slow startup, but that you're not using this, you know, like you're not using this in a projectile war. What you're using this for is chip outs. So say I land the hit, he's got 1 hit and he's dead, knock him down, he's gonna get chipped out 100%. Yeah, I'm not gonna change his health, but you get the idea. If you're blocking, you're on last breath, and you know you're gonna block everything I want to bring. I'm not even gonna try to mix you. Block that and you're dead, you know. So he gets chip deaths with that. This can hit people in the air too. It's really slow. Sometimes you can even poke into it to create some space. I mean, it's not something you want to do all the time because they can react to it and just jump over. But when people don't know that this is coming, really good. And it's still really good for chip outs. Doesn't go full screen, so like I said, don't use it in a projectile war. But if you get them on low health, even if they block it, they're still getting chipped out. And it's 5 hits. So they'll start doing things like trying to jump to get over it when you do it. Or I think you're doing it and you're in this range. You know, down 2, you know, air to air, whatever you want to do. Back 2, which is really good for that. So, you know, it creates some more options. And I think his best move, the best move he has in this variation, air axe, right? Super good. It's a mid. They got to respect it. So the other variation has counter zoning with the EX Ice Ball. He doesn't have that, but he has this. So I can jump over every fireball, throw this. I can slide under every high fireball. So that's his counter zoning. And what makes Ice Axe so good is, for one, downward air projectiles in fighting games are just always good. But you can instant air this, like, really low to the ground. Like, if you're really good, you can do this really low to the ground. And it's basically another mid fireball, and it's faster than this. But then you can also, you know, hesitate. You can do it at the last second. So, you know, that having this extra fireball is super good. Like, they have to respect it every time you jump. Or if you're just in this range, in this normal neutral range, I can do this. You know, I can run up and do that from Froggy. Do that, or I can, you know, go for that. And this is really, really good in the neutral. Like, it forces people to come to you. Even if it's a character that zones you out and you jump, and you got this going on, it forces them to do something like teleport to come to you. And then when you do it so low to the ground, hard to, you know, get teleported on for it. If you jump up, yeah. But from here, and another thing, I want to just turn off frame data for a second. And let's have him block. -3 on block. +1 on block. Let's go from right here. Oh, well, hold on. -6. From as close and as low to the ground I can get this, it's -6 on block. So this is never unsafe on block, ever. Which I think is nuts, but again, I ain't complaining. I just think it's super good. So from like this range, you do it really low to the ground, you're plus. They do anything, slide. You just don't get that with Dead of Winter. You don't. Like, the level of neutral you get with this variation is kind of nuts. And I think as the game evolves and more people start realizing, like, people start blocking the mix-ups, like, this is really hard, you know, lower overhead is hard to block, but people are going to start blocking it. Like, the best players in the world are already like, yo, you can definitely fuzzy it. Look at that animation, very specific. You can block it. It's hard, but you can do it. So once we start getting to that level and mix-ups aren't like the end-all be-all, you're going to have to play neutral. And I think people are going to switch to this variation because you just have more options in the neutral. Like this is nuts. Like, to get... Let's have him reversal. Reversal cold shoulder. I want to get right in the face. Oh, it doesn't. Please tell me it's gonna work. Oh my god, this game sucks. NetherRealm, please fix your game. Please, please fix your game. Cold shoulder reversal on. Block mode. Oh, please hold on. Okay, well, I guess I'm not gonna get that to work. But you know, you get the point. You're always safe when you do this. Worst case scenario, you try to air jump and miss it. You get that. I know I said air jump and that makes no sense, but instant air axe. So, and then like you do this and somebody tries to hit a button because, you know, you're negative. Say you do this, right? Like, oh, you're negative after this. I'm gonna hit a button. Yeah, no. Or you don't even have to slide and do anything that unsafe. You know? I don't know. Punish. With punish. Like, this is really good in the neutral, and I don't think people realize that at all, but it's super, super good. Like, that's the best move this character has out of these two variations free. Like, it's the best. It's better than cold shoulder, EX fireball, and like, you can chip somebody to hell with this. Like, this variation is really good for chipping people out. You can beat people, that's what, 2 axes in one of these? 10% or something? You can beat people without opening them up in this variation, just by pure neutral. Like, a lot of times I play, I just play neutral. I mean, sure, I'll come in, mix every now and then. Ooh, good blocks. But, you know, it's more about that. Yeah, so I just think this variation's super good. Super slept on. I mean, some people play it, like DJT played it at the summit. I don't know if anybody saw that. He talked about it a little bit, but he played both variations. But I think as this goes on, people are either going to drop Sub-Zero once they realize, oh, I can't mix this person. This, you know, being able to do this in the ice ball isn't winning games anymore. They're either going to play this variation or someone else. Just because it's just better. And not to mention the slide, you can... you get a lot of options with slide because it's low. Like, there are things like you can poke and slide. I don't mean out of that, but out of certain strings. It's just, I don't know, it's fast. Slides at 11 frames. Like, it's super fast. Yeah, 11 frame startup. It's definitely unsafe on block. It's death. But it's super good. And when you get the slide crushing blow, like raw slide crushing blow. And no mix, no nothing. Oh, fudge. Alright. You just shoot the fireball or something, I'm gonna slide. 319 damage. That's some gearish shit. Like, it's really good just for that. He has a crushing blow on his back throw, but that's universal. But yeah, so Sub-Zero is pretty top tier, but he's not broken. He's not overpowered or anything. Once you get past the mix, he's just a normal character with pretty good buttons. But that's a high. That's a mid, which is pretty good. But the combo off this, you gotta be pretty weird. But yeah, anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about. So yeah, go play Sub-Zero or pick somebody else. Just don't play Gears. Hopefully he gets nerfed.